One of the key players on the Plattsburgh State men's soccer team that made a run to the semifinal round of the NCAA Division III tournament in 2005, Jason Sousa finished his career as one of the most decorated student athletes in program history. Sousa became the program's first ever three-time All-American, which included first-team All-America honors in 2005. Also regarded as one of the top players in the region throughout his career, he earned 3 first-team All-Region accolades and 3 first-team All-SUNYAC honors, in addition to being named the SUNYAC Player of the Year in 2005. Along with his senior season culminating in a trip to the national semifinals, the Brampton, Ontario native helped Plattsburgh State win its 6th SUNYAC title in program history in 2005.
It was fun recruiting Jason. You know, he was a great person. We brought him up. First I went and saw him play in Canada, and then we brought him up to visit. I thought he had a great visit. He stayed overnight, met a lot of the guys, and it was a fun recruiting process. I liked him a lot as a person. I thought he was a great fit for Plattsburgh, and more importantly for him, I thought Plattsburgh was a great fit for him. It was great coaching Jason. You know, it's such a rare thing with a player when, you know, your most technical player, your central midfielder happens to be the most committed athlete you have, happens to be your fittest player, happens to be the hardest working player, a student of the game, and more importantly, you know, he was such an outstanding player, yet he was incredibly open to coaching. He was incredibly open to trying to get better. He was a pleasure. Jason's role was as a central midfielder. He was an upperclassman. He was a team leader. But more importantly than that, you know, he had a way of elevating everyone around him. Everybody was better when Jason was on the field. In practice, in games, he had a calming influence. If things were a little dire in the field, if things weren't going right, he had a leadership quality to them that just was so good for the team. Aside from that, as a player, he was obviously impactful in every game he came to play. He was fit. You know, if we needed a late goal, somehow he was involved in it. If we needed to defend in the last 10 minutes of a game, you know, he could fill every role. Literally could play every position on the field. And he was a pleasure to coach. Jason, as a player, was outstanding. You know, you don't get to be a 3-time All-American without being an outstanding player. I think what really made Jason different than everyone else was his work ethic, his commitment to athletics, academics. He was a phenomenal teammate. He made everybody around him so much better. But I think what really goes really under the radar was when you get by the fantastic player and you suddenly realize what a great person he was. The family values instilled by his mom and dad, and just everything about him as a person just simply makes me proud that he went to Plattsburgh, and proud that, you know, I can call him a friend now.